What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. Weekend review. Happy birthday to my brother Zach. It was his birthday over the weekend. He just turned 16. He can now get his permit and drive. I'm not sure if he's gotten it yet, but he can totally do it. Happy birthday to you, bro. 2 thumbs up on the 16. But anyway, today's discussion topic thing is going to be me getting older and playing less video games. Essentially, I mean, I tried to think of a clever title for this, but I could not. It's late, or it's early in the morning. It's like 3 in the morning here, and my brain's like in that like weird work and dead mode. It's like popping ideas out, but it's also like. So I don't know, I'm trying to keep it together. This is like my 4th time trying to actually record this video, so hopefully it goes well. So recently, a few of my friends have been trying to get me to play PUBG, or Player Unknown Battlegrounds, if you don't know what PUBG is, which I hope everybody does, because PUBG is pretty big right now. And they keep trying to get me to play, and I always feel bad, because I always tell them I don't have time to play, and it's the honest truth. I'm only home on my computer for maybe an hour or 2. I literally sit at my computer, I catch up on YouTube, or I get what's going on, you know, I check the news sites, I check what's going on in the world, and then I am off to do whatever I am doing. Very rarely am I actually home to sit there and be leisure and like play a game. Between, you know, hanging out with Samantha, between work, between recording and editing these videos, and just between sleeping as well. I gotta sleep at some point. It's just very hard for me to play a video game, and I feel like a lot of people go through this at some point. A lot of people have a lot of stuff that they're trying to juggle, and they're trying to figure out, you know, they want to keep that like, oh, you know, I want to keep playing video games. They want to keep that, you know, going, but at the same time, you gotta make a choice, you know, does life come first or do video games? And, you know, I've always had the motto that life is always more important than when I was streaming. It was life comes first, then streaming. And, you know, I kind of keep that. Life is important. You only get one life to live, YOLO. And you want to make the most out of it. And I've always felt, you know, gaming is fun. It's a good time killer. You know, it gets your mind off focus from maybe shitty life stuff that's going on, which is very important. But at the same time, you know, that's what it is. It's a distraction. You know, it's a time waster. That's what video games do. They waste your time. I mean, they're fun and they're enjoyable, and I'm not saying that them being a time waster is bad. I'm just saying, you know, you could be out doing so much more. And a lot of people will probably comment below, well, you make YouTube videos and no one watches these, and these are a time waster. And yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, this is what I've chosen to fill my time with. It's a hobby that I enjoy doing. And my justification for making these videos is the editing experience. I'm learning how to edit. I'm learning, you know, how to do all that with editing software, and I feel like that's kind of more beneficial than me learning how to kill people in a video game. That's just me though, but hey. So we'll leave the YouTube alone for now. No touchy. But yeah, so my main thing that has kind of taken away from my gaming, and people will probably debate this till the end of time, would be my job. Despite what people think, but I work 3rd shift, if you don't already know. I do 4 10-hour shifts a week. And then, you know, I kind of get like a 3-day, 4-day weekend-ish. Which people are like, oh my god, that sounds great, 4-day weekend. Oh my gosh. Yeah, 1 day you spend catching up on sleep, which in my case I don't. I usually spend that 1 day awake, killing myself doing stuff. So yeah, normal people will spend 1 day sleeping, and then you also spend your last day getting ready to sleep so you can go into your shift that night, you know? It's just kind of, it's not the greatest situation, but it's also not the worst. If you can stay awake, you can get the full experience of the 4 days weekend or whatever in there. But usually on those 4-day weekends, I am out and about, you know, outside. You know, Samantha and I constantly go down into the city to hang out. We go to different parks and stuff like that. You know, we're out like doing things. You know, and the last thing I want to do is sit at a computer for like 6 hours playing a video game. But the main thing that I find has really killed that video game like playing thing is my career, my job, you know. Like I said, the 10-hour shifts, you know, at night make me sleep during the day when most people are awake and most of my friends are playing games, and then I'm at work for 10 hours a day. There's 24 hours in a day. Most people spend about 8 hours sleeping, although I think that statistic is actually lower now. But let's say 8 hours sleeping, so 24, 8, that leaves 16 hours left. and then take 10 of that and put it into work. That's 6 hours, an hour of like commuting places. So I'm down to like 5 hours, which you would think would be a good amount of time. Then you gotta factor in dinner. I like to hang out with Samantha every day, so I mean, that's just kinda in there. You know, so it really doesn't leave a lot of time to actually sit down, relax, and play a game, which is fine by me. A lot of people might be like, well, you can do this and this and this and this. That's fine, but it works for me. You know, it's my schedule. And I feel like a lot of people, you know, out there kind of hit this when they do start working their career. You kind of just get into like, I want to call it adult mode. You know, you're kind of like, all right, this is my job. You know, I got to start learning more. You know, I need to start working to make more money, and you got bills to pay, and you want more stuff. You know, you got to start saving up. Maybe you want a house, or in my case, I want to get an apartment at some point. You need to try and advance yourself, and to do that, you need to study and learn, and you need to dedicate yourself to your job a bit more, even though a lot of people are like, you know, my 8 hours or my 10 hours are in. As soon as I leave, I am done. You know, I still check my emails when I go home. I check my emails when I wake up. You know, I make sure I'm relatively on top of what's going on at work, you know, despite me not being there directly. You know, if someone texts me, I'll usually answer them back, or I'll call them unless I don't think it's that important, or if I know what they're talking about already, I'll just send them an email. You know, you gotta stay on top of that stuff. That's the way you progress in your career, and honestly, that's what I've been doing. I've been progressing in my career. I've been doing stuff unrelated to sitting at a computer. You know, I've been going out and about and exploring the world. And honestly, it's been quite enjoyable. And yes, I do miss playing video games with all my friends. I do miss sitting there and farming materials and killing bosses and just joking around with all my friends. And who knows, maybe one day I will get super back into that. Maybe once I have my own place and I'm able to just kind of like, you know, separate some time out of the day, or who knows what'll happen. You know, it's the future. You know, I could find more time. You know, but at this point in time, you know, with me focusing on my career and just living life and stuff like that, you know, I just don't want to put time and energy into sitting behind a computer and playing a game. And I'm not trying to criticize people that do that, but at the same time, I feel, you know, I've made a choice to try and better myself, and that's the choice I'm gonna stick with. So yeah, I do hope that my friends do understand. I do know what it's like. I've had people go through this with me and my clan at the time, where they would be like, yeah, man, I'm backing off gaming for a while, you know, just gotta do what I gotta do. And, you know, it's not something that people like usually take lightly. So I hope my friends understand why I can't play with them, or why I don't play with them. It's not that I can't, it's why I don't play with them, or why I'm like, oh, I don't want to buy that $50 game. I can only play 2 days a week for like an hour, you know, like money-wise, it's not a smart investment. But anyway, guys, that's where I'm gonna leave today's video off. It's more of like an explanation video, I guess. It's, I guess, my experience, you know, how I'm kind of viewing it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope maybe some of you guys can relate to it in a way. Maybe some of you guys are kind of going through the same thing, where you want to focus on your career a bit instead of gaming, or anything for that matter. Anyway, guys, as always, keep being awesome. Feel free to hit that subscribe button down below if you enjoyed this video. And you want to see more of just me talking to a camera, I kind of enjoy them, so you might as well. So I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, bye.